Welcome to part 2. In this edition we look at the Doctor who was both a force in medicine and golf. Bill Tweddell survived the war as a highly decorated and heroic character. On his return to the UK, gained a place at Aberdeen University studying medicine. He was at this university from 1919 to 1923 and left as a qualified doctor. He also left an impression not only those who he met at the university but also the town and the district itself. He was known as an all-round sportsman, billiards, cricket, association football. However, it was golf where he excelled. The Scottish newspapers of the time claimed, probably rightly so, that this is where he honed his game to a championship standard. He was captain of the university team and played for the Scottish universities. His first golfing success came in 1919 when he won the Cruden Bay Amateur Tournament, beating a Mr. Cruikshank who went on to become a leading US professional golfer. He won the Simpson Gold Medal in 1920 and 21 for the lowest scratch score in qualifying rounds for the Cruden Bay title. He went on to win many other amateur titles during his stay in Aberdeen, and twice got to the last 16 of the British Amateur while still at university. He would also go on to become president of the Scottish Universities Golfing Society, one of many awards recognising his contribution towards the game. The impression he left behind in Scotland during his 4 years stay was amazing. He played most of his golf at Murcar links next to the world-famous Royal Aberdeen course and was also a member of the Bonaccord Club. Before he left the university to become a GP in Manchester, a dinner was held in his honour at the Murcar Club. This is what the Aberdeen Press and Journal had to say about the Doctor: the most gifted amateur golfer ever associated with the game in northwest Scotland, held in high esteem as a golfer and as a man, and the most likeable personality. They never forgot him and reported on every aspect of his life for many years after he left. He certainly provided them with lots of positive news to give to their readers. After a year in Greater Manchester as a young GP, he moved to the Black Country and set up his own practice in Lobley Hill, Wordsley, and later on acquired a piece of land not far from the Stuart Crystal Works, where he had a purpose-built surgery constructed. He joined Stourbridge Golf Club, where he was to have a long relationship with the club that is still celebrated there to this day. A full-length portrait of him hangs in the club, and there is a lounge named after him and dedicated to his great golfing achievements. In this time there is a record of him having 4 holes in one, the first at Coden Beach in Sussex, and 3 in the same year at Blackwell, Stourbridge and Brandhall. 1927 was the year, and this was the era of his dominance. It still has to be remembered that this was not a sportsman putting hours a day into his game to reach the top. This was a doctor, a man with a vocation, who set up his practice in what we now would consider to be an inner city area. This is not a Harley Street job. This is a calling. This is someone whose life is given to service in the community. Golf is just a way to relax and unwind and recharge the batteries to go again. He had reached the last 16 of the British Amateur twice before, but in 1927, at the age of 30, he was probably at his peak. The championship was held at Hoylake, the Royal Liverpool Golf Club. Notable among the entries that year were Johnny Ball and Harold Hilton, both past champions and great players, but in the twilight of their playing careers. There was plenty of ability in the field of just under 200 at Hoylake that year. The names that stood out were Tolley, Weatherhead, Jameson and Harris, along with a strong overseas representation from Len Netterfall from Australia. There had been a pre-championship international match. However, by the 5th round, only 3 of the 20 players who played in the international were still in the championship. Tolley had lost to a young American, E. Haley, and Jameson to one of Ireland's top players, Dr. J.D. McCormack. Weatherhead and Gillis, 2 of the international players, played each other in the quarter-finals, with Weatherhead going through to the semi-final. The other semi-finalists would come from Netterfold, the Australian, or the Doctor from Stourbridge, Bill Tweddell. The day belonged to the Doctor. He was reported to have played superb golf, 1 under 4s through 15 holes. In the afternoon he played his semi-final against a much-fancied Weatherhead. The Doctor continued his morning form, starting with 5 4s and 2 3s and going 5 up after just 7 holes. There was no way back for Weatherhead, and the Doctor won 4 and 3. In the other semi-final, Eustace Langdale, a member of the Hoylake Club, beat captain Robert Jobson, who had played for Oxford before the war. Jobson had beaten 5 internationals on the way to the semi-final. Despite the Doctor being considered a better stroke than match player, the 36-hole match was a very one-sided affair. The Doctor, taking an 8-hole lead after the first 18 holes, eventually ran out a 7-6 winner. The match was watched by over 10,000 spectators. It was recorded on the Path News and in the print media throughout the country and further afield. The Doctor earned many headlines. The overwhelming sentiment was a worthy champion, relentless in his golf, with a friendly and popular personality. Following his major success, the Doctor began to receive national recognition for his golfing and leadership skills. In 1928, he was appointed for the first time as captain of the Walker Cup team for Great Britain against America. The American captain was the great Bobby Jones. They may have met before, however, the Walker Cup was probably the start of a long and deep friendship between these two giants of the amateur game who clearly had great admiration for one another. The Americans, with their strong collegiate system, produced the better players and recorded a very comfortable victory. He went on to captain the Walker Cup again in Chicago in 1936 and represented England in 1928, 29, 1930 and 1935. Where England remained unbeaten in the home international matches. Please join us for part 3, where we discuss the year 1930, a pivotal year. If you've liked this video or the previous video we've made about Dr. Tweddell, please subscribe to our channel, Black Star Golf.